Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about one of our 4 new IT solutions called Engagement HQ. We also call it EHQ for short. And this platform is part of the ITT solution that will allow us to directly engage with our community stakeholders using an online platform. So today our goals are to first talk about the goals and vision for Engagement HQ. We'll then talk about the engagement tools and widgets to understand how they can be used to engage with our stakeholders, and then we'll go over next steps. So this short introduction session is for anyone in a department that will be using, promoting, or brainstorming ways to engage in or to use Engagement HQ to engage the public about different projects. Even if you're not the one who's going to be developing the web page, it's still helpful to know the tools and the widgets and how they work so that you can have a productive discussion with your team and your department about how to create a meaningful online space for the public. Alrighty, so our goals for Engagement HQ are to have an online solution that will provide a virtual space for LiveWell San Diego recognized partners and stakeholders to engage with programs and projects. It'll allow staff and leadership teams to receive input from recognized partners and the community, and it will allow staff to track engagement metrics through the platform. So as I talk through the tools and widgets today, be thinking about how your department or team could leverage this platform to gather input from the public specifically. So our vision for EHQ is that each component of the LiveWell San Diego vision will own an EHQ page where partners and the public are able to meaningfully engage with our projects. Right now, those components include a communication hub, a space for recognized partners to network, community leadership teams, and the sector leadership teams. I'll review a little bit later about what our EHQ page looks like right now and how each of these programs are reflected on the page. If your project or program or department don't fall into one of these categories, an example is AgeWell, please reach out and we can discuss your vision and goals for your page and decide where it should live, whether that's on the LiveWell San Diego EHQ page or the county EHQ page. All right, so now I'll get into the platform. This is outlining the 4-step process for engagement on Engagement HQ. So the first step of the process is to inform and engage the public. So in this step 1, we want to choose a project that we want to inform, engage the public on or the partners on. And it's an opportunity for us to share the facts and identify how we hope for them to engage. Step 2, we provide ways to gather input from our stakeholders and the public. I'll go more into the different tools that this product has for us to gather input, but the idea is that the more ways and opportunities that we give the public to meaningfully engage, we're reaching more people by meeting them where they're at. Step 3 is to share what we've learned from stakeholder input and making it really clear that we've heard them and their feedback. We also want to share what's next for the project and if there's any way that they can continue to be involved. And lastly, we want to thank them for giving input and share how their input has impacted the project. The more that we're able to meaningfully engage the community and really demonstrate how their input is valued and makes an impact, the more we're able to create those meaningful partnerships. I'll also note here that it's really important that these pages aren't something that we developed, we post, and we just let it sit. The way that we can make this a space for continual and meaningful engagement is to really share back with the community, update them, and provide new opportunities for them to engage. So now I'll get into explaining each of the engagement tools and how we're able to use them. There are 8 different engagement tools that allow you to gather input from the public in a variety of ways. First, I will talk about those on the right-hand side of your screen. They're gray on icons, and they're called the controlled environment tools. The survey feature allows you to create surveys that include multiple choice, short responses, emoji responses like the happy and sad face, and other Likert scale answers. The quick polls are just that. They make, or maybe you have one question that people can choose a response to. The partner engagement page has some fun poll questions that we'll see later on in this presentation. And the mixed environment is next. Those are the light blue icons at the center. And that's when participants can see other contributions, but they don't really interact much with each other. And the site admin on the county side have control still about what is posted. So the features here are the questions feature, where the public can ask questions to us and we can choose what questions to answer and publish. The guest book is where people can show others that they've been there and introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about who they are and where they're coming from. Stories are a way for us to hear a firsthand account from the public that's related to the project at hand. So that's really a really great way to gather quantitative data. And lastly, I'll go over the open environment, and that's where participants can exchange ideas with each other. They are able to interact with each other, and county staff or the admin aren't checking information before it's posted. So those are the dark blue icons to the left. The Places tool is a feature that allows the public to pinpoint locations on a map, for example, where they're experiencing bad internet connection. Luge is currently collecting data on that right now. The Ideas feature is similar to Jamboards, where we ask a question and people are able to write a sticky note to contribute their idea. And then the last feature or tool is the Forums tool. And that is, our forums are a topic-specific discussion board, and it's a similar concept to Reddit where people can make comments and interact and respond to each other. And just a note as well that county staff won't be monitoring those posts before they're shared. Right, so I've gone through the engagement tools, the 8 engagement tools, and now I'll talk a little bit about the widgets. So widgets allow you to share information with the public, which is that first step of the engagement process, inform and educate. I'll talk about a few of the widgets on the screen and I'll demonstrate what they look like and when we look at, or when we will look at the partner EHQ page. The Lifecycle widget allows you to share high-level timeline of the project that you're sharing about. Key dates allow you to display upcoming events or ways that the public can participate moving forward. Who's Listening is a section where you can upload photos and information about the team that's going to be managing this project. It tells the public who is monitoring and responding to input on the page and really puts a face to a name. FAQs allow project staff to answer popular questions before they're asked. You can also share photos, videos, and attachments like PDFs on this page. And you can include links to other project pages, links to other web pages, and opt into getting updates about the project by clicking following the project. All right, so now I'm going to show you the Engagement HQ webpage that currently exists. So this is our Live Well San Diego Engagement HQ webpage. As you can see at the top, It tells the public a little bit about what this page is and how they can engage. We currently have the Recognized Partner Networking EHQ page active. And what you'll see in the future are those other components of the Live Well San Diego vision that I mentioned before. We have the sector leadership teams, we have the communications hub, and the community leadership team as well. And at the bottom, you can see our vision. So now I'll click into our Recognized Partnering Network page. If you're signed in, you're able to engage with each of these tools that are highlighted on the page. It's really easy to create an account on Engagement HQ. I think you need an email address, a password, a username, and maybe a zip code that you currently live in. So at the top of the page, we have the title that says that this is for Recognized Partner Networking. We give a little bit of a description about what we want them to do there. And then on the right side, you can see the widgets that I was talking about. So who's listening? We give Jeanette Ruiz's information. She's currently our partners and event manager. We also give an email for people to be able to contact us. And we also are going to be adding her photo here where it says JR. Underneath that, we have that polling tool that I mentioned. Here we ask, do you participate in one of our leadership teams, our community leadership teams? I've already taken the poll, and so that's why it shows the results. But if you haven't taken the poll yet, you're able to vote and then see the results after that. And then underneath there, we have another one of our widgets, which is important links. So as you can see, we have links to our Live Well San Diego homepage, our county homepage, Live Well on Wheels, and then links to our community leadership teams as well. So the center of this page is really where the engagement tools happen. So first we have a tool to introduce yourself. Here we can see that Jocelyn Nunez has told us a little bit about herself, given people contact information. So if anyone comes into the web page, they would like to learn about more about what she's doing in the community or more about her organization, they're able to contact her on the side. So the next one is kind of that Jamboard feature that I was talking about earlier, the ideas feature, the ideas tool. This is for partner networking ideas. We're basically asking, how do you want to network? How do you want to get to know other organizations within your community or within your sector? Give us some good ideas. So it looks like one person already gave an idea, and it says, host a partner networking after hours event. The next tool we have is a discussion forum. And this is where organizations can identify their priorities and gaps. So specifically, this discussion is about priorities and gaps. You're able to go to the discussion and add your input. And then the last feature, the mapping feature that I mentioned before, this one is just a fun one that we've added. You can go into the map, you can navigate into it, you can choose a location that you want to add, and we're just asking people to share one of their favorite local places. So here you can see someone's already shared, and this one says that they have the best soup dumplings ever. All right, so those are four of the tools that I highlighted before, and that's kind of what our partner networking page is looking like, which just gives you a good example about how you can use some of these tools and features. And lastly, I would like to go into what are some next steps for Engagement HQ with your departments? What does that look like? So let me share screen one more time. All right, so the next steps that are outlined in May, we're going to have each department or team identify a lead for your Engagement HQ page. The lead is going to be responsible for basically taking care of the next steps for this project, which are in June, we'd love for you to take a 90-minute training that really teaches you how to develop a page in Engagement HQ. So different people on your team or in your department will be able to talk about the tools that you really want to use on your page, but there's going to be one point person that's able to kind of learn the back end of Engagement HQ and how to integrate and develop the page on our platform. So this 90-minute training is every Thursday at 10 a.m. I'll share a link with you all in the chat, and it's really easy to sign up for those. And then in July and August this summer, we want to start brainstorming within your teams about how we can use the Engagement HQ tools. I've already reviewed them, so we really want to start brainstorming what tools we want to use. If you want to start out with just using a couple, that's a great idea. But we really want to identify what projects you're going to use the engagement tools for and start building out those pages, which is in September. Developing those pages based on the tools that you identified, the projects that you'd like input on, and then start to launch the page. I mentioned earlier in the training that we're not going to simply be able to develop a page and kind of let it sit there. There's definitely going to need to be outreach about these opportunities to engage and connect, and the web pages. You can simply, once your Engagement HQ web page is developed, you can simply put that link on an existing web page that you already have and say, this is an opportunity for you to learn more about XYZ project and engage, give input that we can then integrate into our strategy. And then lastly, we're going to have ongoing quarterly best practice meetings. This is a new tool for the Live Well San Diego support team, and we'd love to learn from all of you as you're using it about what's working well for you, maybe some challenges that you're having, how you're really promoting the web pages or the Engagement HQ pages, and what tools are really resonating with your community and where you're finding value or getting valuable input. So we'd love for all of you to participate in our quarterly best practice meetings as well, so that we can have an ongoing learning community. And so next steps are that I will send out this training to all of you and sign up for that 90-minute training. I'll make sure to give you the link for that and reach out after you've completed the 90-minute training so that we can start talking about what this web page would look like and what projects you'd like engagement from. Thanks so much for attending, and you can also email me with any questions that you have. Have a great day.